Sailing to beautiful remote anchorages and exploring small Mediterranean towns has been our MO for the past couple of months as we've island hopped our way through much of Turkey and Greece. But after our recent 48-hour offshore passage up the Adriatic to Montenegro, we're now hunkered down in Porto Montenegro Marina, which is the perfect place for us to experience a bit of luxury for a change among one of the most stunning landscapes in the Mediterranean. But Montenegro is more than just a pretty face. It and the other countries that made up the former Yugoslavia have a unique and complicated history. They're ethnically, linguistically, and culturally very distinct from the rest of Europe. And the story of the rise and fall of Yugoslavia highlights the incredible power that uniting diverse human groups can create, as well as the awful conflicts that can follow when that unity breaks down. So this week, we get to experience some of that history firsthand. We'll enjoy some traditional Montenegrin cuisine, and we'll explore the region via powerboat to discover some of the most fascinating legends that make this country so intriguing. Today, Porto Montenegro is a luxury marina, as well as a residential, retail, and dining complex, and it's become one of the most prestigious destinations in the Mediterranean. But before it became a famous tourist attraction, this area was a Yugoslavian naval base and submarine yard. And today, one of the coolest attractions in the area is to tour this Hero-class submarine that was built in 1968.
Welcome, just watch your head.
Is it okay if she...
Yeah, just watch for her head because there's a lot of sharp edges.
Things. So you mean you haven't baby-proofed this submarine?
So welcome, I'm Katarina. Welcome to our submarine. This submarine is called Hero. It was built in 1968 in Croatia, city of Split. That was Yugoslavia before, so this was made for Yugoslavian army. Now, this one is 50 meter long, 10 meter high, and 5 meter wide. Now, 4 torpedo tubes right here.
I feel like you could fit a human in there.
You could
Actually,
definitely.
it is designed to fit a human.
Really?
Because they did use it for evacuation in case of an emergency.
All right, she's giving me permission to go in the torpedo tube, but I need to be very careful. Oh, that moves. Nice one. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, I think I've got a plan.
Wow, so there would fit 3 men in there? Mm-hmm. That's so crazy.
See you guys.
Bye-bye.
I'll see you on the surface.
Oh my God.
Wow, that was crazy. I could barely hear you guys.
Life goal complete.
And this hatch here leads to a very small kitchen area. What? Okay,
Oh,
this one.
all right, so we're going in the kitchen. I gotta say, if I was gonna buy a used submarine, I'd want the kitchen a little more accessible. A little stove here, pantry. That's about it. She was saying that they ate mostly canned food, so I just don't think there was a whole lot of actual food preparation happening in here. That's a torpedo. Is that your first torpedo that you've ever seen?
She's like, nah, been there, done that.
Isabella is a little daredevil.
Yeah.
Captain's cabin. Ta-da!
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's kind of a cabin. Like, it does
If
have
you
a
wanna
door.
call it that.
Right.
Now notice how this door opened halfway. The spare torpedoes were lying here on the floor. Here is for the driving. You can see here, it says shallow, deep, left and right. This is to choose to go with the stern or with the bow. And this is for the communication with the crew outside.
Isabella, take us down. We're going all the way. 400 meters, baby. We gotta push it.
But first food.
Yeah, Isabella.
Here is the original entrance to the submarine.
Oh, cool.
Here is the radar. Radar was used on the surface of the water. Once they submerged, they switched to sonar. Sonar has active and passive mode, so basically 99% of the time they would use it in passive mode, that is listening. This is periscope, it's operable, so you can look outside.
Oh, nice. Get in there, buddy.
Whoa! That's so cool, buddy. It's very clear.
I was gonna say, I was like, how is it so high up? And I was like, oh, because we're not in the water. And how high up is it? Do you know?
15 meters.
Wow, okay.
That's a lot.
That's pretty high. So I don't think they would let me be a submariner, right? Like, I'm just too tall. Was there a height limit? Do you know?
They told me there was, and then 2 weeks ago, an ex-captain came here and he's like 2 meters.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Okay. Now here is the engine room. Okay, 2 diesel engines. and one electrical engine. So this is the electrical engine. We were also producing electrical engines in Yugoslavia.
Yeah, this is a massive electric motor. That's really cool. And like, for some reason, I just didn't think that such big electric motors were possible in the 60s. Like I can go way back here. And this is still all motor, you know, all the way back here. Oh wow, and the toilet is right next to the shaft. That would be weird.
Oh, and this is the diving suit that I told you about.
Oh, this is what they would put on.
Yeah, watch out, he has eyes.
You want to give him an apple?
So cute.
Okay, well thank you for the tour. That was wonderful.
Yeah,
Very
thank
interesting.
you for visiting and for choosing our submarine.
Isabella, did you have fun? Did you even, yeah. you
Apples
didn't
in the
really.
U-boat.
Yeah.
Can't get funnier than that.
Yeah.
The history of Yugoslavia starts with an ethnic group known as the Slavs. Slavic people originated from Eastern Europe and eventually spread into Central and Southeastern Europe. Their language and culture makes them distinct from other European ethnicities. Some example Slavic nations include Russians, Ukrainians, Poles, and Czechs. Yugoslavia emerged from the ashes of World War I, uniting diverse South Slavic peoples such as Serbs, Croats, and Slovenes into a single kingdom. After World War II, under the leadership of Prime Minister Tito, Yugoslavia became a socialist federation. Tito's vision of, quote, brotherhood and unity did successfully unite the region's diverse ethnic groups, which fostered economic growth and social cohesion, making Yugoslavia a rare success in the Cold War era, being economically and militarily independent from both American and Soviet influences. But this stability came at the cost of significant violence and repression. Tito's authoritarian methods ensured that dissent and division were ruthlessly suppressed, and many individuals who were seen as potential threats to his rule or to the hegemony of the Yugoslav Federation were arrested, imprisoned, or even executed. But some also argue that Tito's strong-handed approach was necessary to hold together a fragile and ethnically diverse federation, and that his leadership ultimately prevented the kind of violence that did eventually erupt in the region after his death in 1980, when after years of economic decline and rising nationalism, Yugoslavia began to violently break apart. Ethnic divisions once managed under Tito's vision became the fault lines of brutal wars, resulting in the creation of independent states and the collapse of Yugoslavia. Today, Montenegro is a proud and independent country that carries with it the memory of once having been a part of a much larger and much more powerful federation. Sailing around the Mediterranean has been an incredible experience on so many levels. We've gotten to see some insanely beautiful landscapes, we've gotten to dive into really interesting cultures and delicious cuisines, but managing all of the different languages that we encounter along the way can be a real challenge. That's why it's so essential that we have the sponsor of today's episode, Babbel, one of the top language learning apps in the world. With Babbel, we're able to quickly learn the basics of the languages that we're encountering, with phrases such as Mi chiamo Jordan in Italian, merci in French, and donde está el baño in Spanish. Babbel is scientifically proven to help you start speaking a new language in as little as 3 weeks, and their lessons prepare you to have real-world conversations about travel, business, relationships, and more. Yes, thank you. So si. You did it. Good job.
Sì, grazie.
Si, grazie. So make sure you're prepared for your next trip. Click the link in the description below or scan this QR to get 60% off your subscription. And let us know in the comments what language you're hoping to learn. Our next stop was to try some traditional Montenegrin cuisine at one of the highest rated restaurants in Porto Montenegro, Oka Modern. So what do we have?
That is carpaccio made from octopus.
Wow, it's so tender. Is octopus very typical in Montenegro?
Yes, because every hot water have a lot of octopus.
Yeah, so Adriatic is quite hot.
Okay, so this is
This is ayvar. It's made from roast paprika. It's cleaned and then make like a jam, but it's not sweet. It's ayvar. It's very, very famous for this part of the world.
Yeah, that's really nice. It's like a little spicy. How you like that bread, baby?
This is one is spinach, fresh spinach with some goat cheese, walnuts, grilled mushrooms, dry fruits, and peach. The other one is roasted red pepper with some arugula salad, some figs, and pomegranate.
Yeah, it's very fresh tasting, very light.
It's so good. The roast pepper, the fig, and then the arugula. It's like all like very distinct different flavors, you know? So how long has this restaurant been around?
3 months, 2.5 months.
Wow, so it's very new. What were you excited about with joining on with this restaurant?
About idea to using local products. We have a lot of taste in this part of the world. You have from seafood to mountain.
So we have one more special for you. It's called Oka Modern, which is a mix of sea products cooked in sauce called buzara, which is tomato sauce. And we have some side dish. It's called Mediterranean polenta made of corn.
And now you were saying that this is a traditional food here because they could just put everything that they had caught into one meal.
Okay, I'm gonna start with the mussel because those are my favorite. It smells so good. Very nice.
Oh man, it's like seafood surprise. Octopus, shrimp, grouper. Wow, oh my gosh. You know when you get seafood sauce, the sauce is so good because it's got that like flavor of the sea. This is like that times 10, you know?
I'm going for the polenta, and this is a common side dish.
For all Montenegro.
It reminds me of, in the South, in the United States, there's a dish called grits.
Make from corn.
Yeah.
This is made from corn.
Corn flour.
Oh yeah.
It's like Montenegrin grits.
Wow, cool. Look at that. Oh my God. No joke, bud. The seafood with the grits slash polenta is literally one of my favorite meals I can remember. Whoa. Oh wow, so this is an actual apple.
Yes, cooked apple.
Wow.
Whoa.
That is so good. Apple? You like it?
Yeah, you like that. Get in there.
Yeah?
She's like,
She's like,
maybe
"Give me
we
some
could
more."
have some more of that actually. Well, thank you for such a wonderful meal. That was delicious.
Enjoy it.
Yeah. How are those rocks, huh? Are they pretty good?
So Dad, you want to give Dad a rock?
Are you gonna give me the rock? Oh, thank you. Okay, come on, baby, let's go.
Okay.
We gotta put you to bed. Let's walk, walk, walk. Oh my gosh, go, 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 go.
Isabella, do you see a bird? Where are they?
Okay, good morning. So the marina actually offered that we could take out one of their boats, or like they've got a contact that's got a boat. So I don't actually know what kind of boat it's gonna be, but it's a power boat, so we're gonna go fast.
All right.
Our first stop was to what is potentially the most iconic place in all of Montenegro, the island of Our Lady of the Rocks. This island is actually man-made, and its story goes back to 1452, when two fishermen found, washed up on top of a small, isolated rock in the middle of the bay, a painting of the Virgin Mary and baby Jesus. One of the fishermen, who happened to be physically disabled, took the painting home with him. The next morning, that fisherman awoke to find that he was cured and he could now walk perfectly, but that the painting was gone. When the fishermen next went out in their boats, they were amazed to find that the painting was once again washed up on the very same rock. The people of the town saw this as a miracle and wanted to build a church where the painting had been found, but the rock was far too small to build on. So over the years, townspeople would throw stones into the bay around the rock until eventually, after decades and decades of throwing stones into the bay, the island had formed enough for a church to be built upon it.
All right, buddy, we're heading to the island.
All right.
Isabella, you ready? Wow, look how beautiful this is.
This is so crazy. Okay, so there's a little hole from the original icon that was found, and you can put your hand in there and make a prayer or a wish. Whoa. Put your hand in
right there.
and say, I hope that our little baby sister comes out healthy in January, okay? Man, that was so cool. Something about like searching for a little hole on the back of an altar, you know?
That's definitely some amateur adventure archaeologist stuff right there. Dang it, I have the absolute wrong hat for that.
so pretty, bud. And like you look through this arch and like bam, beautiful scenery. It's like a painting.
It is like a painting, holy moly. So this is exactly what I wanted to come to the Bay of Kotor so badly for. Like there's just such epic views with really cool buildings, beautiful little islands, like trees, nature. It's an incredible combination of so many aesthetically beautiful things, you know?
I think I would say this is the most beautiful place I've ever been.
Maybe like
probably
this
in my
spot.
life.
Yeah.
Are you impressed, baby? What do you think?
No.
Oh, okay.
What do you think, buddy?
So pretty. I feel like I'm in like a Disney movie, you know?
Yeah, actually.
This is one of the lowest populated little towns, but it's so beautiful. She was saying only 300 people actually live in Peras. Yeah, it's just so cute and little and right on the water. I mean, like, look at this bay around you.
Yeah.
You can't ask for a better view.
Next, we headed to the town of Kotor, which has been a vital maritime and trading hub for centuries. Today, its beautifully restored medieval buildings make it one of the most picturesque historic towns in all of the Mediterranean.
I am heading up on a hike, going up above the town of Kotor. I believe this kind of goes up the wall that this town is famous for. So I'm gonna get a bit of a view, get to see some of the wall, but it's very steep, it's very up. And Desiree is not feeling it. It's just too intense of a hike for her being pregnant. I don't blame her. Whew.
The hike up the wall was long, steep, and pretty exhausting, but it was well worth it to see the incredible view.
That was the coolest town.
Yeah, very cool. Well, time to go before we get rained on. What do you think, Captain? Are we gonna get rained on? Well, we booked it like a bat out of hell. We were just barely able to outrun the storm. Like we caught the edge of it and then turned into Boca Bay, and now it's behind us. That was pretty cool.
The rain actually felt really good.
Yeah,
It was a nice cooling effect. This week, Jordan and I are gonna have a conversation that I honestly thought we'd never have. We're gonna ask ourselves if it's time to quit the sailing lifestyle once and for all and move ashore.
Yeah, like the sailing lifestyle has always been difficult, but at this point it started to feel like we were torturing ourselves.
Is like balancing the idea of, okay, it'll be difficult, but we'll get over it. Like we've gotten over every obstacle in the past and we'll be living this amazing, exceptional life.
But with Isabella, it's a whole nother thing. My anxiety goes off the charts when I feel like our home could be in peril.
And I just like sat down on the side of the road and just was crying and just saying out loud, like, I wanna go home, I wanna go home.
We are leaving Montenegro first thing tomorrow morning. Tomorrow, once we're underway, we can decide what we want to do.